I want to get straight to meteorologist Greg Fields. It's been a long night for you and Marielle in the weather department. Greg?
We've been tracking these strong storms moving across the area, yes, and they continue to do so, even though we haven't seen any warnings yet. That still could change as these storms have been strong. Some hail, some strong winds, very heavy rain, frequent lightning. The lightning has been pretty intense with these storms as well, moving through as well. Let's get you on out right now and show you what it looks like on radar. The strongest part of this line has been up into Kaufman County now, and it's probably likely had some hail associated with that just north of Kaufman there, out along I-20 heading up toward Highway 80 there in the northern part of Kaufman County. And as we zoom in on that area, you can see the pink there indicating likely looking at a little small core of hail in that area as we get into the northeastern part of Kaufman County there. And that's going to move over toward West Tawakoni there. So yes, we will be looking at some hail associated with these, very heavy rain as well, even though flooding not going to be a widespread issue out there, but lots of ponding out there in some of those flood prone areas. Definitely keep that in mind. Now, as we head down into Ellis County, we've seen some strong storms move through Waxahachie, Ennis right now, looking at a strong cell in your area. Moving into Navarro County now, north of Corsicana, looking at some very heavy rain. Lots of intense lightning, and too, you can see the lightning strikes associated with this activity. So again, no warnings associated with the southern end of this line, but again, something we'll be keeping an eye on as this continues to march off to the east here for us this morning. In our northeastern counties as well, that's where we do have that tornado watch that we'll show you a little bit later here this morning until noon today. So yes, we're not out of the woods yet as far as that severe potential is concerned. So here's what it looks like on our timecast going through the rest of today. By midday, it does look like all the showers and thunderstorms should be out of North Texas, and that drier air will begin to move in. Temperatures cooling down behind the front as it works its way in as well. 68 degrees in Fair Park right now. There's the front. And look at those 50s getting out to Decatur, down to a 59 in Denton. Still looking at plenty of 70s, though, out ahead of the front here this morning. So here's your day planner, starting out with the widespread rain and thunderstorms this morning. They do end, though, by 10 a.m. heading toward the early afternoon. We'll see some partly sunny skies and those temperatures back into the lower 70s. But again, we're not out of the woods yet as far as the storms are concerned, so we'll talk more about it coming up a little later. Now let's get back over to Deshara, checking on traffic.
Okay, Greg, thank you. 6:32 on the clock, and we're not out of the woods yet either when it comes to the traffic department. We have several issues working. You guys know anytime there's a whole lot of rain, there's no way I can tell you about each and every problem, but just take a look at our map and you can see that rain moving off to our eastern counties there. Part of it over in Terrell. Marielle just pointed that out to me, and I'm gonna make sure that once I get out to our reporter in that area that I mentioned that. Northbound 45 right at I-20, right lane gets by. Alternate route, Bonneview Road is one of those. As I mentioned in my last hit, I did receive some reports of wet roads out there, some ponding out there on the roads on westbound I-20. Again, southern Dallas County, as you're making your way toward Duncanville, just as you get past Bonneview. As I was checking my maps here before I came over again, also hearing about some ponding near Wheatland. So please be mindful of both of those areas as you get ready to head out. Oak Cliff, Dallas, southbound 35E right at Camp Wisdom. Want to give you a live look at that incident. I've been watching it for the last 30 minutes or so. Still only that right lane squeezing by. So, man, it is certainly causing some issues for drivers as far as slowdowns are concerned. We typically don't have a lot of southbound traffic, but when you add on an incident like this, you're going to have some trouble getting through parts of Oak Cliff here this morning. Again, just another reminder, you don't need me to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Turn those wipers on. Make sure you got those headlights on. I want to end it on this graphic here, and my goodness, you can just see all of that heavy rain indicated by those colors on our map. They're moving through parts of Kaufman County. It's where we want to find Suzanne Brunner this morning. Suzanne, what are you seeing out there? And I believe I can hear that rain through your microphone there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can definitely hear it. You can hear the lightning as well, Tashara. Good morning. The rain is certainly pouring down here in Terrell. As a matter of fact, as I look right across here at Interstate 20, I've noticed those cars start to slow down, as they should, because there's a lot of rain coming down. Those roads are wet. Let me step aside so you can see what it looks like out here. Lightning, really the biggest thing out here as well. We've had quite the show. Windy conditions as well. You can see the rain come down. Puddles are forming out here in this gas station parking lot that we're set up at. But really, you want to take it easy out here. I do want to update you. I did make some calls just a few minutes ago. So again, we're in Kaufman County. So if you're waking up with us, you live in Forney, if you live in Crandall, or if you live in Kaufman, I spoke with the police departments out there. At this time, they are not responding to any weather-related issues, so that's good news. I also just got off the phone with Terrell Police, and they are still checking on those reports, and they'll get back to me. So I'll definitely keep you updated as I hear more information coming in, and we'll keep you updated on the weather conditions out here at this hour as well. I'll send it over to Chris Sadeghi. And Chris, last we checked with you, I believe you're in Rockwall County, but it looks like you've headed towards Dallas. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, Suzanne, 30 minutes ago, I told you we were in Rockwall. We were on I-30 West. We wanted to make that drive because that is a commute a lot of our viewers make to get into work in the morning. Well, we have already made it to downtown Dallas, so there weren't a whole lot of slowdowns. Now, it is a good idea to take it slow with the wet roads. There was some ponding, as we talked about. We've now reached downtown. As you can see, we have the usual backups here right around I-35. We're on the on-ramp right now, but we did see one small issue, a little bit of a backup right around I-30 and 635 on the westbound side. But once we made it past that, it was pretty smooth sailing, not much rain. As I mentioned, these slick roads, so you still had to be careful when you were driving. You might hit the occasional pond, but at least right now here, we're seeing the usual backups. But if you are out in those eastern counties, that is where the storm front is, as we just heard Suzanne talk about. She was in Terrell. Also in Balch Springs right now, we have Megan Mitchell. Megan, is it the same situation there in Balch Springs as we just heard from Suzanne out in Terrell?
Well, it's been a lot of changing conditions. Good morning to you, Chris, and all of you guys out there. I mean, this is the first time you've seen us this morning because we have been traveling since 3 a.m. all throughout the northern. You could see that lightning right there. I mean, we've been seeing that lightning. That's probably been the most consistent thing that we've seen. We started out in Richardson. We made our way down 635. We ended up in Mesquite, and now we are here in Balch Springs. And so that lightning, you can hear that thunder as well. Right now we're not seeing, ooh, that was a deep thunder, but we haven't been seeing that rain throughout the last few minutes here. Something I want to mention though is that, especially on the highways, it's poor visibility. We had a tough time even trying to get video of the lightning on our way there because it was quite the light show. A lot more lightning here as we start out this 6:30 half hour. But another thing I want to mention is that once you get onto the main roads, we've been noticing a lot of ponding here in the Balch Springs area. So it might force you to turn around. Of course, that old saying is turn around, don't drown. You don't know how deep it can be. And of course, you can also change lanes because a lot of it happens to be towards the side of the road. So definitely be careful when you're heading out on those main roads, on the highways. And of course, we'll keep you updated as to what we're seeing here on the eastern part of Dallas. And we'll send it back to Mark in the studio for now.